Okay, so for part one, I want to show you the do's and don'ts, basically, and the difference between the beads. You'll be able to, okay. So you have your fine beads and your bigger beads. This is your bigger beads, and you can see how much bigger they are. And then this is your fine beads. They look like sand, and the difference between this and sand is if you see it sparkling, sand does not normally sparkle like that. So this is your very fine beads. These go in the limbs. These go in the head and body because they won't go through, well, they're not supposed to see through the pantyhose. But these right here would go right through the pantyhose. So that's a difference in your beads. This is a difference in the stuffing. This is your traditional polyfill. And it's, you know, soft and, you know, but this is the kind that I use. It's down alternative, and you can see the difference in the two. This is a lot softer, so this is what makes the baby so poseable and huggable and lovable. So this is what I use in the body, and it makes a huge difference. It is this right here. You can find it in most fabric, linen or fabric stores or whatever. If you look back where it's down alternative. Can you see that? And this bag right here costed me, this is a 24-ounce bag, and what did it cost me, about 10 bucks?
13, I think.
$13, yeah, and that's enough. A 24-ounce bag is enough to do 3 newborn-sized babies, 2 0 to 3 month babies, and probably 4 preemie babies. Okay, so this is the wrong way and the right way. A lot of people do this. This is, you see how this is just a big ball of, and they'll put that in the tush. Well, that's what you're gonna feel when you pick up the baby. You're just gonna feel this big bag of beads. I do it like this, so that they have freedom to move around. Kind of like just being loose in the stuffing. They have freedom to move around. So you don't feel beads when you pick up the baby. You feel stuffing when you squeeze. You just feel this right here all around it, and you don't feel the beads. And so that's what you're looking for. You don't want to feel the beads inside. You want to feel the weight, but you don't want to feel this great big hard bag full of beads. Some people, I use nylons for this reason. Some people will use balloons. Some people will use socks. That stuff makes it even harder. See, this isn't too bad because it's in a pantyhose, but some people, you'll find it'll have it be in a sock or a balloon, and that's too hard. And you don't want that big clump of something inside a baby. So I did that just so I could show you guys. I wasted a nylon. So I could show you guys the right way and the not so, I won't say wrong way, but not the best way for a really nice feeling baby. I'm gonna put these back in there because we don't waste. There we go. All right. So this one's good, and I'll probably use it. Here will be our subject today, who she's not in the best shape in the world. Her arms cannot move. Her head cannot move. They're on so tight. These zip ties are way too big. All right, so this is how, if you're going to remove a limb, never done one with such a big zip tie, but you get your scissors right underneath the zip tie like this and just snip it. This is garbage. You throw that away now. And you have your arm off. You do this with everything. The head, both arms, both legs, and that's how you take them off. And once I get her completed, I will show you how to put it back on. So that is the easy part. So what else was I going to say in the first half? It's good to learn this stuff because you want to be able to, you just wiggle it in there and snip it. There's a leg. That's how you take a baby apart. Now, if there are strings when you go to do this, you just, you know, pull the ends of the string out, untie the string, or you can cut the string if you can't get it untied. I don't choose to fool with trying to lace strings back through there because that can be very difficult. So I just switch it to zip ties, because zip ties are much easier. There's another one. There's another leg. This is basically all you do. You don't want to cut the fabric on the body, so you want to be, oh, that one broke itself because it was so tight. I barely touched it. And last is the head. And you do it the same way. Get your scissor under there. Try not to scratch the baby in the process. I'm trying to get my scissor underneath there. There it goes. All right. So you don't want to cut the fabric or anything, so make sure that's kind of out of your... I don't have a lot of strength in my hand. She's got these so tight. I can't. My husband might have to help me with this one. Oh. It's so tight I can't work with them like I normally can. I'm trying to get this. The cloth can make, okay, got it here. I had to get it to shift because the cloth can make it hard. There we go. Jeez. What in the world? Oh, my goodness. I had to get it where I could cut it. There we go. And now we have the head off. So there you go. You have your baby taken apart. That's how easy that was. And so how many minutes is that so far?
7.5.
Oh, that ain't much. Okay. The next step, of course, is removing whatever is inside. Now that I showed you this, I want to empty up a bowl so I can always double check what's inside of a doll. Most artists will use the glass beads, but just in case, I have opened babies and found sand, rice. Yep. It's glass beads. Yep, it's glass beads. And as you can see, it's a slightly different color. Mine's more white, but they look to be the same size. Just a different color. And see how it sparkles? Sand doesn't sparkle like that, does it? So it's a good way to know that you've got the right, different color than mine. That might indicate a slight size difference. Probably. It's smaller than those, but I think a little bit bigger than what I have. There's all kinds of different sizes. I haven't figured those out yet. For the most part, I go by the way they look. Okay, there's one. This is, I think, out of that leg. We'll set that aside. Okay. So, myself, I like a baby with evenly distributed weight. So I make sure each leg weighs the same thing. I pour my beads in, I put a little bit of the polyfill in there, I put the leg on the scale, I see how much it weighs. When I go to the next one, I do the same thing. I remember about where I filled it up with beads, and I do the other leg the same way, put the polyfill in and put it on the scale, and I work with them until they're the same size or same weight. So both legs weigh the same, and I do the same thing with the arms. I make them weigh the same thing. And that's how, and then whatever I put in the tush down here, I put some here and I put some about halfway up. That I try to make weigh the same as the head, as what I put in the head. So that makes the baby very evenly distributed. As far as weight goes that way. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here and go ahead and do some more prep, and I'll be back for